Killer Kelly Fantasy Football.
We're doing this thing live.
I'm fucking ready. Clear out the wives and the children. It's time to get fucking wild. I'm glad the fire and the passion is real.
Everybody gets a little taste of the wrath of the podcast.
I'm gonna remember this fucking day, you bastard.
It's a good way to start the season right there.
Go fuck yourselves.
You just proved that you have never listened to one of these podcasts before. What the fuck are you doing?
We need to look at the real person to blame. These fucking guys going absolutely ape shit on you.
This isn't about picking friends. This is about picking winners.
That's stupid. How do you feel after getting your ass kicked?
Firing on multiple cylinders right now.
You bastard. That's gonna be a good one.
Fuck,
All
this
right.
is a treat here to have the three of us on this podcast. Brian and I just get so lonely here.
Yeah.
You have to tell me when we start recording. Is this thing on?
Oh yeah, this is definitely a recording.
Can I get a countdown?
Yeah, it was about 15 seconds ago. So, say hello to your fans.
Well, I'd just like to say what a nice studio you guys have here. You really checked this place out. It's impressive.
Yeah, we tried to model the studio to your own house in whatever room you're in right now.
It feels familiar.
I'm not quick enough to keep up with this charade. Dude, I'm just stoked to have fucking John on with us. This is gonna be an exciting one. So I don't even know where to get started. There's so much shit that's been going on and so many questions that I could possibly want to ask John. But
Well, Sean, you can let the guy talking know that I will not be communicating with him directly the entire podcast.
Yeah, this is a very timely podcast here, given the what happened last week. It's pretty cool for you to join this week because you and Brian played each other. We can certainly get into those dirty details as we reflect back. But looking forward, you and I are playing together this week, or together, fucking against each other.
Yeah, that's some pretty dope guac.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Dip your chips in that.
oh my god. Well, so a perfect time to, I think, definitely have you on. We said to everybody that we wanted to get people on at some point in time. I know it's a little bit crazy with everybody's schedules, but John, how has your fantasy football season been going this year overall?
You know, it feels a lot like last year. I think the same exact. Were you in second place last year? Who was in second place last year?
I don't know if I was in second. I feel like I was in. I want to say 4, 5, 6 range. I don't think I was near the top.
There was somebody else up near the top with me, I feel like. But I feel like the same exact thing. So I drafted Brady in the same spot last year, only he played. He didn't get suspended.
Yeah.
And now my team is tanking right at the end of the year. But I think I have a playoff spot. And I'm desperate for that bye. If I'd won this week, I would have felt pretty confident that I would get a bye. And now Derek's at my heels.
Yeah, no kidding,
Yep.
right? Derek pulled it off, and he's solidified himself in that third place position. And it's actually maybe we should talk about that a little bit. Like, I mean, we only have 3 games. I think it's 3 games left before the playoffs start. And I would say that's an appropriate time to be talking about the standings. Not to point out to everybody that I am now in sole possession of first place, but simply
I will edit that out.
Not at all. Thank you, Sean. But simply because it's now starting to get interesting. That log jam that we had is starting to kind of separate itself a little bit.
It's getting
split
pretty
up a little
loggy
bit.
in there.
Yeah, I mean, last week was the loggiest of the log jams I've ever seen, but it kind of split almost in half a little bit. You still got a log jam at that 4 and 6 record for a lot of people kind of vying, I think, for, middle of the pack or the last few spots of the playoffs. I still think that you two have, well, I don't know, Derek is right there too, but you guys, especially obviously you, Brian,
if
have
I
the
had
top
beat
2.
Brian, and if I'm playing Derek, I'm playing the 3 guys underneath me. Ooh, that sounded kinky.
Let's keep this about fantasy football.
So I've got Derek, Jimmy, and you.
That's who you're playing the rest of the season
to finish the season.
Wow.
And I'm playing in reverse order. So I'm playing you this week, Jimmy next week, Derek final week.
Wow, those are all going to be really big matchups.
And Chris had the big win this weekend, so I think if he wins out and whoever's in last place loses out, he's still in it too.
Yeah. I think everybody mathematically has a chance to make the playoffs still.
It's pretty.
Or some other combination. It gets a little hard to break down everybody's.
That's very difficult.
No, I mean, well, if you look at it from Chris's position, so he's 3-7. He's 2 games out, of 4th place. That's 5-5 gets you to 4th and 5th. Is that where it is?
Yeah, although he has significantly less points, so that'll definitely make things a lot more challenging. But I mean, still, yeah, if a couple people tank and he wins out, I think he'll have enough.
He might just. I mean, there's a lot of things going on. I would say, and this week's results were certainly interesting. Do we have any particular place that we want to start, or
I think we should just start with your guys' podcast.
Well, I think we should start with the place that the reason everybody comes to the podcast is that so that we can. I mean, I think this is all agreed. We can talk shit about Nick, and he can only listen.
That's true.
That's true.
I do like that.
And during his lonely commute back to Windsor, you know what, Nick? Call in right now if you're listeing.
Nick did say he wanted. He did say he wanted an ad. So what's some sort of an ad, a drive time commute thing that you would hear on the radio during
like a time machine, so that when he's listening to this later.
It would be pocket pussies. That's what he wants. He wants the latest and greatest what's some porn star's name?
Yeah, Nick, are you tired of jerking off with your own human hand as you drive to and from work site to work site?
Get the newest pocket pussy here and now. Never jerked off like this savvy. I don't know. Something like that. All right, there you go, Nick. That's your.
Wanted a fucking commercial, and there it is.
There you go.
I can't believe we actually did it.
All right, so why don't we talk about that humiliating loss that Nick happened to suffer? Did not even break 100 points.
Yeah.
Sean, you were with Nick a little bit for this weekend, right?
I was with him on Saturday, so there was a lot of. I would say very sort of PG rated banter going on between the two of us.
PG rated.
Yeah, and we both had our fiancés with us too, and they were definitely not impressed with our level of shit talking.
I see. They wanted a little bit more, some more vulgar language or something. They expected a lot more. What were they not impressed with?
I think they just wanted to see us kind of, push each other around a little bit and not just like, my team's going to crush your team this week. No, mine is. And they're just looking like, what the fuck are you guys even talking about?
I kind of feel that is Nick's best, that's his best insult. He's like, you know what's going to happen this weekend? My team is going to crush you.
Well, you know what? Actually, I remember one of his insults, and this is the total Nick insult. It wasn't even like him talking up his team. His insult to me was, I hope your team just fucking drops like a stinky 0 this week, and I just get to walk all over you. Like, he's not even talking about his own team. He just hopes that my team just shits the bed.
Well, I mean, that is that's one method to victory. Just hope to God your opponent doesn't show up.
That's my approach right now. I'm desperate for. I think that's happened to me all year. Just kind of good fantasy defense, hoping the other team sucks.
That is always helpful. God. That is always helpful. But yeah, Nick's team never even really made this a close match. I mean, only two of his players only got double digits.
Oh God!
He really wettled the bed.
Yeah,
talk
I would say.
He had James Starks on his bench who had he had a touchdown. I was about to say 11.5, but not very impressive. But yeah, I don't know. Nick did not have much production at all from really anybody that he needed to. Sean, on your side of the bench, you had some interesting things happen. You had Delaney Walker catch a touchdown from the running back. That was kind of
that was a fun red zone play to watch. That's for real.
And Jordy had a monster game. So that's wow. I don't think I saw much of that game. I saw some of the highlights. I didn't know Jordy caught 12 balls though.
That was a wild game where Green Bay was like behind super far. Marcus Mariota was just fucking dropping dimes all over the place, and so they Green Bay had no choice but to just throw it as much as they could. I think Aaron Rodgers threw it like 50 plus times, so that always translates nicely for your top target.
Yeah, for sure. And for you, Drew Brees did what he needed to do. He threw a couple picks. But even still, even against Denver, threw 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, he started off really bad. He had like -2 in the first quarter. I was like, no, fuck no, this is not going to be what happens. And then second half, he really picked it up.
Wow, damn. Well, I guess, hey, congrats on really kind of coming through and giving Nick the kick in the nuts.
Yeah, really needed that win. I mean, both Nick and I had the same record. We're both kind of in that semi-desperation mode of really just trying to make it to the playoffs. So
no, it was huge. Win. It puts you tied for 4th rather than tied for just barely getting in. Yeah. And right now, Nick is tied for 6th with 4 other people, or 3 other people. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So
every matchup is fucking huge right now.
Yeah. Wow. Congrats. Do you happen to have the picks? Possibly from last week?
I do, actually. Let's see. You and I pretty much picked the same for every matchup except for one. So, we both picked me for this one.
Okay, well, there we go. I guess
How come Nick doesn't have a single R. Kelly peeing on you joke with Robert Kelly on his team? One. I need to trade for him. I'm willing to change my name if I can get Rob Kelly, just so you know, Nick.
What is the?
Sorry, you were saying?
Well, no. All right. So
wait
a minute. So what is the deal? Is like, so Matt, what's his name? Matt Jones was like a healthy scratch, right?
Yeah, they don't even want to play him anymore.
Done. He's like Joey's whole team right now is getting cut. Christine Michael, Matt Jones next.
Wow.
Yeah, they're going away.
Yeah, dude, this has been one of the weirdest fantasy seasons. Like, just the amount of, or the ADP, like the average draft position of some of like the biggest playmakers, I feel like they're so far down. And like some of the people who were drafted so high, either they went down for the year or they've been just jokes. I was looking at this one thing talking about Todd Gurley and his season this year. And it's just been, he was like the pretty much in most circles, like the top running back drafted.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's only broken double digits like a couple times this whole season.
That's really rough. Well, okay. Well, we're getting, I guess, a little sidetracked. Well, so congrats to you, Sean. Way to go. I think maybe the next one we should go to is actually we should talk about the highest scorer of the week, and that was Jimmy this week against Joey, who we were talking about his team just falling apart. And with the way the score looked, it definitely looked like Joey was a bit behind.
And like, man, Jimmy's team, gotta hand it to him. I think he's always, well, not always, the last couple weeks been either the top or second to top scorer of the week. His team is one to reckon with, and I know John, you're gonna come into the Jimmy matchup here pretty soon too. So that's fun times.
Never liked playing Jimmy.
No.
He's so fucking sneaky, so sneaky good. Like, he just, he's team no good for 2 years in a row. He always is like, whatever, team's not that good, fuck, not that good this year. And then he's sneaky fucking good.
I want to know what his team name was when he won it. I know he had Gronk on his team. I just can't remember what his team.
Oh, you mean when he beat me in the championship?
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, that was. He did play
I'm a fucking 3-time bridesmaid. I'm desperate.
Yeah. You've been to the championship so many times. I was trying to Chris was actually asking me kind of about like sort of the history of the league, like why Joey won so many times, and like do the teams flop around all the time? And I was like,
the person he plays against scores 70 when he scores 73.
Yeah. Joey,
we'll never forget that, the dreaded black cloud of the 2015 season. I know Misha won't.
Oh yeah, Misha.
Oh, Misha will never forget, especially starting the season 0-6 and then working your way all the way up to the championship, only to get dicked out like that.
Correction.
Oh, whoops.
Little stat correction, and then the final game of the season, who was in it? It was Joey. Who was the other person in the championships last year? Was it? Oh, it was you, John. But that matchup was not even very good. Like, didn't both of you guys just have shit weeks? And then
sucked even worse.
Yeah, no.
And then Misha had a monster final week too.
Yeah, both of us beat Jordan Reed. I remember it well. You want me to break it down, player for player, point for point?
Kept you up at night.
Oh, I would say that would have kept me up at night, especially if I was on the receiving end of it. That was I guess a time to get revenge maybe for everybody in the league. Jimmy took it out on Joey this week, but I wouldn't want to be playing Jimmy. I don't know when are you playing Jimmy John?
Jimmy John.
Jimmy John.
Jimmy John. When are you playing? When are you playing, Jimmy John?
I got Sean this week.
You got Sean this week.
I got Jimmy John next week.
Okay.
And I got Derek in the final week.
Ooh. John against Jimmy John. It's going to be a good one.
Brian, I was just looking ahead, and I noticed that you and I are playing each other in the final week of the season.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything about that. I was going to save that as a big surprise.
Yeah, I think it'd be a good time for you. You're probably locked in the playoffs. You might want to give some guys a rest, that week heading into the playoffs.
I don't know. I actually, funny enough, I was considering sending a trade John's way for a long time, and I never did.
Let's talk about that.
All right. Well, since I had Matt Ryan and John is just sitting there on Fatty Julio, and he's been doing so well this year, and I feel like I've got a lot of pieces that I think John would be interested in. I feel like it never played out. All the people that I wanted to package together, I feel either John adjusted his lineup or would do some tweaks and some moves, and it'd be like, I don't have the pieces I think John would want anymore. It's okay. It's neat.
So you were going to try to do a Matt Ryan for Julio trade?
No. What I was going to try to do is I was going to try to package some sort of deal together to get Julio.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And I feel every time I thought I had
you weren't going to ask for Tom Brady back?
No. Actually, what I was going to do, the one piece I knew I was going to offer is I was going to offer Julian Edelman for your Tom Brady.
Oh, you wanted to keep Matt Ryan, so you've got the double dip with Julio?
Double dip. And I was going to try to give you a double dip with Tom Brady, but the question was which running back to offer you.
Ooh, running backs.
Yeah, that's what the question is.
I love running. I'm desperate for a fucking running back.
Originally, when Doug Martin was down, I was going to offer you, I was going to offer you Julian Edelman and Lamar Miller for Julio, and I guess if we thought that was uneven, maybe figure out some way to even out the package a little bit. But then Doug Martin ended up coming back for you. It was just like all the timing didn't end up working out. I didn't pull the trigger. And now you got Julio sitting there on your bye. Oh well.
What a treat! What a treat that is for me.
Oh, no kidding. Actually, well, wait a minute, Sean. Do you have any people on bye?
Yeah, I've got Matt Forte on bye.
Oh wow.
Oh, don't forget Bilal.
Oh, and Bilal, who I've never played.
Yeah,
who keeps putting up decent points though, and I'm like, what the fuck do I do with this guy?
You should start both.
Yeah, last week would have been nice.
How can you start? Oh, that would be so rich to start two running backs on the same team.
And on the Jets. I mean, there are certain teams I think like on the Saints starting two running backs, Tim Hightower, but not on the Jets though.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, we've gotten so sidetracked.
Yeah, let's not go too deep into all these matchups. I would just say for Jimmy and Joey's, Jimmy, kind of the usual suspects did their thing. Big Ben,
just
AJ Green,
DeMarco. DeMarco threw a touchdown.
First play of the game, 75-yard touchdown for DeMarco. I mean, that's just the kind of season that he's having. Des Bryant, back to his old ways, and yeah, this little rough times to say the least on Joey's team right now. Yeah, Ty Montgomery not looking too good. Brandon Marshall, terrible fucking season for him. Cobb just can't get it going. Just not enough pieces getting things going on Joey's team these days.
No.
So it's going to be another championship year for Joey.
Sneak into the playoffs, and you never know
New
what
York
can happen.
Giants.
Oh my
Well,
god.
he's not far out. Joey is sitting right now. He is that stack of 4 and 6, so he's tied for 6. All he would have to do is just stay competitive, stay in it, and he could get into the playoffs. And
he could, although
he
another one where he's second to last in points for. So he does need the record to help him out a little bit too.
Yeah, these tiebreakers are important.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of needing a record to stay in it, we could talk about Chris's big comeback victory. That was
a big ass week for Chris.
It was a huge week. He had a lot of people put up some really big numbers. Le'Veon did fine. I think that was his biggest game of the year so far. 9 catches, 77 yards, and a TD. He also had 57 and a TD on the ground. It's not bad at all. Tyrell Williams.
Like Phil has the absolute best team that is not winning. I feel like that happens every year for some reason, but this year I'm like, every time I look at his roster and I'm like, oh, he's gonna win, and his points against, right? I haven't looked at it.
I don't actually know what Phil's
but
points.
I think he's probably well in the lead of points against.
Yeah, I think he is.
Sorry, Phil, if you're listening to this. Shout out to the other 3 people who are listening.
Everyone not named Derek.
So Chris is the person who has the most points against at 1,300. Derek is 5 points behind him at 1,295, and Phil is just slightly under that at 1,284.5. So
tough go of it for Chris, and not for lack of effort.
No, and he definitely he did what he needed to do. He put it together and won this one. So that was a big deal. Phil just, God, he even had pieces that went off, like Doug Baldwin. Oh my God.
Yeah, what do you have? Three touchdowns? Yep, 3 touchdowns.
Funny enough, Chris told me he was playing Doug Baldwin. He was playing against Doug Baldwin in both leagues. So every time that happened, where Doug Baldwin got another touchdown, he just wanted to throw his beer up against the window.
Throw his beer up against the window. I like that. That's not what I was expecting you to say.
I don't know. He was pissed, but he got pieces that came out and played for him. Dak did well.
Just a sad Chris just looking out the window. I'm going to throw my beer up this thing.
Brian does that every fucking week when the Chargers are playing. That's the thing.
Yeah. Of course
that's why it came to mind so naturally. Like, what, you guys don't do the beer against the window?
I always do the beer against the window. You guys don't do the noose off of the fucking ledge? Wait, what is this? You guys don't do the hanging thing?
I guess you don't care about this as much as I do.
I guess not. But congrats, Chris. Way to go. You pulled off your victory. What was our pick for... Oh, actually, what was our pick for the Joey and Jimmy matchup?
Let's see. I picked Joey, not good, and you picked Jimmy.
Oh, wait, is that the one that I said was going to be the closest match of the week?
You did say that was going to be the closest match of the week, and I think it might have been the furthest one.
Yes, it was. So I was fucking dead wrong on that.
Yeah.
But did I pick?
You picked right though. You picked Jimmy.
Okay. Well, you can't win them all.
We both picked Phil, so we're both wrong on that. So I am fucking striking out left and right here.
Well, good. I mean, hey, Chris. Hey, I'm sure you're happy that you proved us wrong.
And you guys picking both the same person is the kiss of death. I thought I was going to win this week for sure when you both picked Brian.
Oh, that is true. I mean,
and then you both picked Phil, and it was.
There's been so much fucking strategy this whole season about how to pick when it's your matchup, John.
It's a whole lot of voodoo.
Yeah, exactly. A whole lot of dolls and pins going in here. Yeah. Well, let's. I really want you guys to talk about your matchup here, unless we want to save that for the last.
Brian, do you want to save it?
Well,
No.
I don't know. Do we have any other matchups to go over? Who's
we do.
we missing?
We do have Misha and Derek as well. So let's talk about theirs real quick too. Yeah, Derek continues to put up some good points.
And if he ever wins, he's gonna completely strip down the league and change the rules. So you know what? Sorry, Misha.
Yeah, Misha wants to take the reins here.
Dude,
yeah,
he's got he wants to enforce his own
tyrant.
Law. Yeah. Dude, every single time there's a stat correction, we're just gonna throw it out there. We're gonna fucking burn down the league. Dude, it was I don't know. This was actually kind of a close. It was kind of a close match when you look at it. I mean, I know the points are really heavy for Derek, but Misha had a lot of pieces of his team that did really well. It's just he had other pieces.
He picked up Paul Perkins and he dropped a 3-point bomb.
Who the fuck is Paul Perkins?
And dude, look at Rashad Jennings. Rashad Jennings at least had 87 on the ground.
Oh man, yeah, just picked the wrong one.
Yeah, I dropped both of them this week.
He missed Marcus Mariota's like huge week. You know, he has
wanted me to win.
Yeah, four touchdowns. That was rough. Like, Duke Johnson. I mean, when you have Jeremy Hill on your bench go off for 10, Duke only gets you 3.5. Like, there were parts of this that just didn't show up. Gronk I would say, pretty much got injured. I mean, he was looking okay up until that smack in the chest.
That was a big hit.
That was a big hit. I'm sure Chris is loving having Martellus Bennett right now. Which is John, I can't believe I still am so surprised that you dropped Martellus Bennett. He was looking so good, and with that connection to,
I was gonna sit on him until Brady came back, and then I couldn't.
And then you just couldn't. Who do you have?
He had one shit week, one good week, one shit week, and then he's just doing what
frustrating.
Brady came back, I couldn't wait on him.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I mean, dude, but Derek got it done pretty much with Aaron Rodgers and Antonio Brown and his bottom 3 players in the flex defense and kicker.
I swear to God, Derek always has a if he's been playing Chiefs defense, it's been working out for him because they've had double digits like 5 weeks in a row.
Oh my God, he has.
He picked him up, unless he got him back.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I just
Phil,
feel like
Phil, I thought, was the one that had the Chiefs defense when they had like the 35 points.
That one, I believe that was against me. Yeah.
I absolutely remember that. But yeah, way to go, Derek. Hey, you got it done when you needed to. What were the records there? They were also Derek was at the 5-4, and Misha.
Yeah, he's right behind me. I wanted Misha to win desperately, so that
keep that gap there.
A couple game behind. Yeah.
So are you playing Derek at the very end of the season?
I am.
Oh, that's gonna be big. That's gonna be huge. That's gonna be
a lot of implications.
Unless I can win the next 2 and he does something shitty.
No, at least split some.
Game.
Will not be happening.
Okay. No, we'll see what happens. Okay, well, way to go, Derek. Did we pick who do we pick?
I think we both picked Derek.
Oh.
Wow.
First 2 right picks of the season, guys. Nice job.
You gotta
he's
get.
The only one he's the only one that's been paying attention anyway.
Get lucky sometimes,
A little bit, but okay. I guess we can talk about the. Oh God, I didn't even see your name change. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I like that. I don't like looking at your picture, but I like the name.
Oh, but with the name.
Oh no, I mean it's
with the picture.
It's pairing. Perfect. I just don't want to look at it.
Oh God, it's just it's. I mean, yeah, you can do whatever you want. If you want, you can grab them by the podcast. It's okay. But this was. I told you guys, you two, in the text message group. This was the craziest fantasy day that I think I have ever experienced myself. After watching the morning games and watching kind of the results go, I think. I mean, it's basically everybody on my team that is in the single digits. That was pretty much what I was looking at. I was looking at a horrible performance from what was it? Matt Ryan. I think he played in the morning. He only ended up with 14. I think Lamar Miller was going in the morning. Only ended up with 8. J.J. Nelson, I think, was in the afternoon.
That was the afternoon.
And only finished with 1 point.
Yeah, Zach Miller.
was really quiet with 5. I had already had Terrence West go on Thursday night with 7.5. Chargers got smoked by, God damn it, Miami. That personally hurt, and so that was 2. I was so pissed, so upset, and just so over fantasy football. I remember sending John a text message and being like, God damn it, this is not looking good. Every time I play you, my team just fucking shits the bed. And pretty much just like if it was halftime and the coach walked over to the other coach and be like, "Oh, my team fucking sucks today." You know what? You just go ahead and you get it.
So much beer on the window.
Yeah, no. The beer was flying on the window. If it wasn't from the Chargers loss, it was just how shitty my fantasy team was doing. Not that John's was doing spectacular, but I think you had quite a few players that were playing well. Was Rudolph going? Rudolph was going in the morning or afternoon, wasn't he?
Yeah. Brian texted me to congratulate me on my win.
Oh, that's always the fucking
as
right
I wasn't looking. I was in between houses, so I go to look at my phone. I'm like, oh shit, I must be winning big. And then he has a fucking 1-point lead.
Oh my God! Wait, was this on Monday or was this on Sunday?
No. This was on Sunday afternoon,
Wow.
And then I go look at the stats, and it's like Dallas wins, and I'm like in between houses. I had been watching part of the games, and Prescott scored, or not Prescott, Zeke. Sneaky Zeke scored a big 30-something yard touchdown to give Brian the lead as we're going into Sunday Night Football, where he has 2 starters. I had 2 plus a kicker.
Yeah, it was
Brian. That is a dirty text message right
there.
So
I'm gonna go ahead and appeal his victory to the commissioner right now, and we'll take a vote. I think I can send you guys the text message if we need to.
Yeah, isn't that
if you need to see my deleted emails, I can bust those out.
Deleted emails. Do you have a private server that we didn't know about, John? You're storing all this information.
I think by rule that's a concession right there, and we have to award John the victory.
All right, you fucking bastards. But even still, it was a pretty exciting way. I think Zeke
it was all Ezekiel Elliott with his 40, and then LeGarrette Blount scoring 3 touchdowns, and I had Tom Brady going into the end zone, fumbles on the 1-yard line, doesn't score. He always scores those. And then I had Procise, who was a totally, random pickup, just
random pickup. He was doing
shit about him.
He was doing amazing. He was doing.
He put up 17, and then he's at the 1-yard line, and he crossed the goal line, but they didn't give him the touchdown. And I'm just every fucking play is at the 1-yard line, and I can't get a damn score.
Every single time that it was just on the board to give John the victory. That's why I sent him that text message, because looking at it, there was no possible way in my mind. The Dallas game was still going on, and Zeke had like 20 points. But I was looking at it like there's no way this is gonna really work in my favor with Tom
Brady doesn't usually put up 10 points. That was
there's no possibility where that would go into a Sunday night game where Tom Brady doesn't score a touchdown. My running back that's on Tom Brady's team just happens to get all of Tom Brady's touchdowns. What was it? 3? Was it 3?
Fucking touchdowns.
3 touchdowns. Procise is still going. And I think the very
pass interferences and shit that put you on the one every time, I feel like.
Oh, it was unreal. And literally the very last few series of the game, I think they ran 2 quarterback sneaks on the one. And it was like at any point in time, John just had his opportunity to take it, and I was just waiting for it to happen, and it never did. It was crazy. It was the way that it all turned out was insane.
Were you guys both watching the Monday night game?
The Monday night
Sunday
game?
night?
I didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was the Sunday night game.
Yeah, it's a Sunday night game.
I was watching it.
I mean, that's just the amount of back and forth.
That was the only game I watched the whole thing. Raiders were on a bye.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
We had Raiders 5 players go in that game, so
it was a big game. It was a big game
for both of you guys. Yeah, and the lead changes back and forth. So many people involved on both sides of the ball. I mean, that is like the script that Hollywood would write right there for a fantasy matchup.
I seriously, by the time where Chris and I ended up going out to the bar to watch the game, he's a big Pats fan, and the whole thing's going on. We end up leaving. I think sometime between the third quarter, we were right next to his place, so we just ended up walking back, watched the whole fourth quarter, and I must have, by the time the game was over, after that series where Brady had like 2 rushes or 2 quarterback sneaks that didn't go over. They called the game. I must have fucking fallen on the ground just because of like sheer disbelief that somehow, some way, off of Ezekiel's 40 fucking points and LeGarrette Blount just becoming my hero and taking all that attention from Tom Brady, it somehow went my way. It was pretty crazy.
It was fitting. That's how I've been winning all year. I have 1 receiver go off, and I have a quarterback do well. That's been my whole season. One of my 4 receivers, different one every week, and a quarterback. My running game is shit. I have no running backs. I've lost like 6 running backs for the season, and a couple of them are coming back. So
I can't believe, but even still, like, funny enough, I would have always said that, throughout the whole season, John, that your team was just ridiculously stacked at wide receiver, and where you were thin is running back. But as the kind of
I lost Doug Martin for most of the year. I've lost Eddie Lacy for the year. Charles Sims was my backup for Martin. He went out for the year. I had Woodhead. He went out for the year.
Right.
And then I had Latavius Murray out for a couple of games, and Jerick McKinnon go out for a couple of games. And every time I reload, it's just
you had Latavius Murray. Procise came
CJ Procise.
Paul Perkins and Capri Bibbs are looking pretty good right now with their increased touches.
Oh my God! But no, I would actually say, with Latavius Murray, I mean, the way he's looked, especially the week before against Denver, what was that? Was that the 3 touchdown
game? Touchdowns. He's like 87 and a touchdown is pretty much his MO.
I feel that's Lamar.
He hasn't been putting up very many total yards, but he's always getting in at the goal line. So if he doesn't score a touchdown, he didn't do much. Yeah, whenever he scored like 30 or whatever, it was 3 touchdowns, and I think he might have 100 for the first time.
That value, that workload plus getting the goal line carries, I mean, that's so valuable right now with how thin the league is at running back.
Yeah, I mean, it all boils down to either get touches, you get the goal line carries, or you have that big play ability.
Exactly.
And the big play is a total gamble, and everyone else, you're just kind of like, are they going to get a touchdown, or are they going to get more touches?
Yeah.
I guess, that's a risk. And yeah, you're right. If you look at the waiver wire right now for all the other positions, I would say are pretty even. But when you look specifically for running back, it is fucking
it's good luck. Good luck if you need to fill in a running back.
I was pissed you got Ryan Matthews because I have. And you don't want to play him this week, do you?
I think he's in my lineup.
Fucking bet he is.
Did you actually put a claim on him, a waiver claim on him this week?
Yeah, because I got Sproles, and they said he was going to be their number 1, and then
I know. Then it was like, whoa, what the hell? Why is Ryan Matthews doing so good?
Number 1.
Exactly. That was surprising. And that nobody had him too. I was like, "Whoa, shit! He's on waivers right now. I gotta fucking put a claim on this guy."
Just cut him. I can't remember, but he was the last 2 weeks since he's been named not the first pick or not the starter. He's been going off.
Yeah, he gets all the touchdowns.
There has been quite a lot of activity going on the last couple of weeks, just with all these buys. But not too many juicy players I feel are hitting the waivers. I feel for the most part it's just people are kind of shedding extra weight and just kind of picking up what they can. Like for instance, I dropped Pitta today and picked up Brait just because Pitta has not been, well, both of my Ravens have not been playing up to par as of recent, and Brait's had a little bit of a streak. But at the same time, this is all garbage.
You look at up and down on the recent activity. It's fucking kickers, defenses, and like a couple tight ends. Like pretty pitiful. But that's what people need.
Yeah, it's pretty much like that every year. And then now we added the extra spot, so that just takes away all those extra players that could have been cycled through the waivers. Like you have to make a decision now. Everybody's just sitting on those extra players.
I do like Chris's Cameron Meredith pickup. I would have liked to have picked him up as well. I'm sure you would have as well, John.
Yeah, I got a claim on him.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. I mean, like, I don't know. Maybe I just hate on Cutler too much, but
it's just because Alshon Jeffrey's down for PED.
4
yeah,
weeks.
that's right. Four games. But I'm personally hoping that means rather than Cameron Meredith, that I personally hope that means Zach Miller would be getting more attention. Be. It seemed like at least Cutler and Miller had a better chemistry than him and Meredith. Who is it? Hoyer. Hoyer was the one that was rocking it earlier this year.
Yeah,
he didn't like Alshon Jeffrey, and I didn't like him. I put a voodoo hex on him. He broke his arm.
Jesus, John, with all these fucking hexes, man. Maybe you are the person to come to if we want to rig it to win. What are you doing? Are you sacrificing cat? Wait, what?
Yeah, fuck cats. I said you started it.
I started it. What did I start?
Yeah, you guys and your
we did
against me voodoo
with our this is how we do. This is how we pick. So John loses every week in our pickems.
Oh well, that's not intentional voodoo. That's accidental voodoo.
Oh no, it was intentional on my part.
Oh
yeah, and recorded.
and recorded.
Go back to the tapes on that one.
Your Honor, I'd like to submit this piece of evidence.
Well, John, let's take some of your potential voodoo magic or curse here, and let's get you in on some of the pick'ems for this week, and look at some of these matchups that we have ahead here, because everything's big. Everything's big these next 3 weeks now.
All right, let me pull up my schedule.
Let's talk. We'll get to some of ours. We got an interesting matchup here. We got a Nick and Joey matchup, which is always
naked Joey.
A naked Joey.
A naked Joey matchup.
A naked Joey matchup. Jesus. This is gonna be a.
Hey, he said it.
Wait a minute. Wait. What week are we looking at? We're looking at week 11, right?
Yeah.
And so, who'd you say was playing who?
Nick versus Joey.
No, Jimmy.
Nick is playing Jimmy.
Oh, what? I guess I have my shit all wrong then.
It's not a naked Joey. It's a naked Jimmy.
Oh yeah, I just have some. I have some reading comprehension issues. I see a J and I go. I think it's Joey.
Weak J.
I see a J and I gotta smoke it.
So we got a Joey, a Johnny, and a Jimmy. They must all be the same.
Yeah. Fuck.
Well, it's one of those J boys. I'm not sure which one.
We're spiraling again.
Oh God.
All right, so let's start with Jimmy.
Let's start with a naked Jimmy.
All right, so here we go. For naked Jimmy, it looks like they've already taken out most of their bye people. So these might be the final lineups. So this might be an okay place to predict. Right now, it's looking at, as far as ESPN is concerned, Jimmy is projected to win.
Yeah.
And win by at least 9 points.
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to pick against Jimmy this week. I mean, he's got Big Ben going against the shitty Cleveland team.
Oh, God.
And if anything, he strengthened his lineup from last week because he's got Frank Gore and Amari Cooper back as well, and then everything else is basically the same.
Yeah, he'll have 8. Yeah,
and Amari Cooper always plays well in Mexico. That's a fact.
Oh my God.
Well, okay, and in that sense, I mean, Jimmy does have some really powerful wideouts, AJ, Dez, and Amari, but, Nick's no slouch himself either. Odell, Mike Evans, Kelvin Benjamin, those,
R. Kelly.
R. Kelly, don't forget about piss on your face R. Kelly.
R. Kelly's looking pretty good these days.
According to the experts out there.
Yeah, that new album wasn't bad.
Yeah, he's for his age, he's looking really good. God.
Oh, jeez.
I'm going to stop recording right now. I will turn this car around.
All right.
So Nick's throwing in James Starks.
You've got to give Ben Roethlisberger the nod over Matt Stafford. DeMarco Murray and Ajayi. Ajayi had a down week, but is he going to be
Against the Rams, though, the Rams are 10th against the run. It says.
Yeah, they've been solid.
Yeah, they can be run upon.
I have to take Jimmy. I'm taking the points. I'm taking the minus 11 that he's currently got.
Yep.
I have to admit, yeah, looking at some of the pieces too, especially like at tight end, Nick's rolling with Jason Witten.
And who he picked up at, I think he stayed up until waivers cleared. Picked him up at like 2:30 a.m.
That wouldn't surprise me. This is the guy that would fucking
check out waiver wire. Like,
Sean, do you remember when we all like? Or sorry, Sean. You remember when me, you, and Nick were living together, and that guy would like sneak out in the early mornings like smoke all of our weed and play all of our video games, and then not tell anybody.
Yeah, he would wake up at like 4 a.m. and then go back to sleep at 7, and we would all wake up, and he's like, "Yeah, I already played 4 hours of Halo," and we're like, "What the fuck? We just woke up right now."
And all of our weed was missing. This was when Nick was like not smoke. He was like in the closet smoking. He didn't he didn't tell anybody he smoked, which is really funny. Damn it.
I think we might end up going 3-way sweep on this matchup here.
I think probably so. Robert Kelly, I don't know, against Green Bay.
So
I think that's
congratulations on your win, Nick.
Yeah, you've just got yourself a win.
A 3-way sweep. That jinxes it for Nick. But yeah, so I think I'm with you guys. I'm picking Jimmy.
I'm taking notes right now on our picks, and I'm doing shorthand, and all it says right now is 3-way Nick. So hopefully Siobhan doesn't read this.
3-way Nick.
Hey.
Okay.
3-way Nick.
3-way Nick. There you go, Nick. There's your new team.
Siobhan, what are you doing this weekend? 3-way Nick or
3-way Nick? So who should we move on to next? Do we want to do Joey and Derek?
Yeah, let's do that.
Ramrod.
Go Car Ramrod. Say Ramrod. Say Car Ramrod.
You didn't say it. Joey's on a hell of a skid right now on this 5-game losing streak. So he's
on a 5-game losing streak.
Yeah, he started the season 4-1 and is now 4-6 and trending very much the wrong way. So he's in must-win territory here.
Off his roster. Never mind.
What was that?
I said Christine Michael doesn't play football anymore, but he's not on his roster.
He got picked up by Green Bay apparently.
Yeah, he's got Dixon Cider instead.
He's going with Cider? Dixon? Oh my god.
Wow, that's a gutsy pick. I mean, he's been getting more and more work, and he's been the guy that kind of everyone's waiting for on the Ravens. But yeah, it's a gutsy one, I think.
That is kind of gutsy. I mean, David Johnson is still rolling well. 23 points last week.
I will say, Joey and I.
That's you're desperate.
Yeah, that is when you're desperate. His season is very similar to mine last year, where I started off super hot last year, and I had Devontae Freeman, who is the #1 running back, and then I lost 6 games in a row, the final 6 games of the season, and I didn't make the playoffs. And now Joey's on a 5-game skid, and he has David Johnson, the best back. So if history says anything, this is what Joey has to look forward to.
I think Melvin Gordon is still the best back, isn't he?
Oh, is he? Jesus, man, that would just.
I think David Johnson's at #2. It says right now, and I think Melvin Gordon's just ridiculous season, or fantasy season at least. I think he's still #1. But yeah, no, David Johnson has been super hot. Joey's losing pieces left and right. He lost Keenan Allen earlier in the year, first game of the season. I know he's lost a few others. I can't think of right now, but I don't know. What are you guys leaning on? I'm actually looking at this. I'm actually leaning towards Derek. I feel Derek's got a lot of pieces that could, just go off and.
Well, I'm picking whoever I want to lose, so let's go, Derek. Come on, let's 3-way Derek.
3-way Derek.
Fuck.
3-way Ramrod.
I'm going contrarian. I'm picking Joey.
What is your reasoning,
What
sir?
is that based on?
I'm just not super impressed with Isaiah Crowell, Cole Beasley, Willie Snead. I think those three. I'm not impressed by that. And
Well, I will see your Crowell, Beasley, and Snead and raise you a Mom Queef and a Kenneth Dixon cider.
yeah, I mean that's a pretty similar cocktail right there.
I'm not really I'm not a Cobb believer. I will say I did like that. I liked that he picked up Rashard Matthews. That was somebody
that's a good
I actually
pickup.
kind of wanted.
Yeah, he scored over the weekend.
Yeah. I think they said he scored a touchdown in every single all of the last 6 games or something, or scored 6 touchdowns in the last 6 games or something.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a lot. So fuck.
All right. Well, I'm sticking with my Joey pick just because I'm feeling spicy.
All right, we're going 2-1. 2-1 for D-Rod, or I'm sorry, D-Rock, as I was sharply yelled at in the text message for saying D-Rod.
D-Rod.
I don't know.
Darrod.
Darrod. It's D-Rock.
He's not listening.
Man.
Yeah, he has no fucking clue.
No, that's okay.
Kid's a clown.
A clown sandwich.
Yeah, why don't you go pick another cowboy?
Yeah.
Sorry.
He is the guy that picked
Terrible.
Jason Witten in the first round the very first year.
Yeah, I think one year he went 3 Cowboys.
3 Cowboys?
Yeah.
He went Omo Witten and
God.
maybe Dez. I don't know.
Oh, man. All right, so who are we moving on to?
Let's go Misha and Chris.
Okay.
Yeah, Misha looks like he. I guess did he pick up Giants defense because he's got to fill in his defense and he's got to fill in a kicker as well. So Misha's always the guy. I don't know if he really fucking pays attention during the week. I'm getting that feeling because his lineup is never filled out when we talk about his team.
He said I don't pay attention
Yeah.
during the week. Awfully suspicious.
I don't know. I'm not sure if what you just said is relevant to what we're talking about, John. Not sure about that.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, he's got Giants defense on his bench. The thing is he's also going to need a kicker, unless, of course, he just does what he did earlier in the year and he just doesn't play something in that position. But I would kind of argue that this, if you're 4-6, you're going up against the guy who's 3-7, trying to sort of take your spot. This is kind of when you want to be paying attention and trying to actually get that
I don't
W.
think you can afford to just leave a roster spot
He
empty.
swapped out Rashad Jennings for Paul Perkins, so he did
something. He did one thing.
He took out Gronk, and I know Gronk's
lung is on the bench.
Oh yeah,
Yep, that's right. He did take out Duke Johnson because we saw that. We saw him in the lineup last week.
He's got Giants plugged in at defense once he gets around to it.
Let's see if he gets around to it.
And
so I guess maybe he might just get
other
a kicker.
missing person. Oh, McManus.
Yep.
Yeah, he'll probably drop McManus, I would imagine.
McManchild? I don't think so.
Who do you think? Who do you think you would drop?
I think, after the performance of Paul Perkins, I would say that would be an easy one.
That's true, yeah. That's probably an easy drop right
there. That would
there.
be an easy one to get rid of. Duke Johnson also. I have the 2 backs on, or the 2 fantasy relevant backs in Cleveland. I would rather have Isaiah Crowell than Duke Johnson.
True. True.
But I don't know. Looking at this right now, I am actually not sure how to call this. Actually, kind of looking at it, Chris does have some really intriguing pieces. He's got Cameron Meredith. Back. Golden Tate's actually, had a pretty big week last week, or the week before last. I'm sorry, 11 or before he had a bye. 11 catches, 79 yards, and a touchdown. Martellus Bennett, if Gronk is out, is going to be getting a lot of attention probably.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams has been pretty good. Look at Devontae Adams' last 4 weeks. Those are really nice numbers all the way around.
Good.
So I don't know. I feel like Chris has sort of tried to start putting those pieces together, and And he might. Allen Robinson finally has been a lot better the last few weeks. I mean, last week he had a really big game. I think that was his biggest game of the year. Yeah, 23.5. Yeah, biggest game of the year. Mike Wallace, I feel, is a boom or a bust. Obviously, kind of like he always is. I don't know. This is kind of hard to call. I'm not really sure which way to. I'm kind of leaning Chris's way, actually.
Yeah, I'm picking Chris.
Just slightly, but I think
Chris's running backs are way better, and his receivers have upside. All of them.
Mm-hmm.
Devontae Adams, Steve Smith, and Cameron Meredith are all upside guys. You have no idea what they're going to get.
What do you think?
I guess that's kind of the same with Misha. Michael Thompson's been pretty good, but Allen Robinson and Mike Wallace have been pretty hit or miss all year.
Stephon Diggs, I mean, when he gets going, lately. He's been really awesome. Michael Thomas, that's another one that could.
That's a guy who's on the downswing lately. I don't know how much trust I put in him, but never know. You never know with Drew Brees, though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's true. I mean, hey, in Week 7, he had 10 catches, 130 yards. But since then, 63 yards, 73 yards, 40 yards last week. Like, yeah, that's
trending downwards on his receptions and just the looks that he's getting.
Yeah,
I think Chris will win this one.
Yeah, I'm leaning that way.
All right,
Chris.
3 for Chris.
Yep, sorry, Chris. Another voodoo sweep, which means congratulations, Misha. All right, so I guess we're on to just the last few matchups, mine and Phil's and you two.
Yeah, let's go to yours, Brian. You got
I think that sounds like a good
a little tough little matchup here with Phil, who's been pretty damn solid. I think he's been one of the top scoring teams for quite a while here.
Yeah, it's always tough anytime I play Phil. I think we've talked about this earlier when I played him this year. I've always considered Phil my fantasy nemesis. Not only does he come up with awesome team names and references in those names, but he usually puts together a solid team and always shows up to play. Usually taking the victory when we come up. I got lucky this year. I did beat him. I think that was one of my first.
Yeah, remember that.
One of my first victories. So I hope to keep that momentum moving. But it's going to be.
You're going to go and trust the red rifle again here. I mean, you got obviously Matt Ryan on the bye, but
I have to.
Oh, you could pick somebody up off waivers if there was, but red rifle it is.
I feel pretty confident rolling. The few times that I have rolled Dalton, he's never hurt me. He's never done I didn't start him. His lowest game of the season was 10 points. I didn't start him back then. His game last week was not a great one, but 13 points. But other than that, I mean, we're talking. He pretty much averages 20 points. I feel it's not going to be a stellar play. He's not going to get me a 30 or 40 point game, but I'm expecting him to at least get me 20. That's all I'm expecting. I'm expecting most of my other points to come from my other positions. I pretty much have a full roster this week. I had T.Y. Hilton and Crabtree out last week. They're back this week. I have a full, Zeke, Lamar, LeGarrette Blount, Zach Miller, who we were talking about earlier, with Alshon down. I think Jay Cutler is going to start looking his way a lot. I'm hoping Julian Edelman can get some good love against SF. He gets a lot of looks. It's just it doesn't always produce in big huge numbers, but the targets are there. So I'm hoping eventually it pans out. And I'm rolling with Steelers defense this time around just because they're playing Cleveland, and
yeah, you got to.
I'm hoping that matchup is
real. That's a trap.
You think that's a trap?
Oh, this is
AFC
where Cleveland
North
comes
game.
out.
It's gonna be one of those random ass.
Wait, is it which is it
Cleveland
a London game or is it a Thursday game?
I don't know. It's just I don't know.
No, just a divisional game.
Just any divisional game.
That's true. They're always
the Browns at the end of the season. Something happen.
Could go wrong. All right. Well. Based
too
on
good
that,
on paper.
Based on that,
exactly.
Maybe...
That's the kind of shit everyone loses their money on. Gambling.
All right. Well, I hope
it's a
I'm not
lock.
losing.
It's my lock for the week.
Lock for the week.
Call in now to get my lock of the week.
But I mean, I don't know about Phil. Phil's matchups, some of them look interesting. I'm not sure about Miami's run defense, but Todd Gurley might end up picking it up and having a good day. A good day to rank 12th against the run. Blake Bortles and a shootout with Detroit.
Bortles, and I thought you'd put Cousins back in when he got. I don't know if he was on a bye last week.
Bortles has been good lately.
Yeah, he has been.
Like, good for fucking Bortles.
Yeah.
Good for Nick and my favorite team, Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And Doug Baldwin just had himself a monster game this last week. Brandon Cooks has been, he's been getting love, that's for sure. Lots of touchdowns over the past, 5 weeks. What, 4 touchdowns? 4 touchdowns in the last 5 weeks?
Yeah.
So he's getting
I would have
love.
picked Phil any other week, but I'll pick you this week because Devontae Freeman, Melvin Gordon on the bench.
That's huge.
That's big.
That's huge.
He has to plug in Gio, and Todd Gurley's been,
Yeah. I feel like missing, literally, we're talking about who was the number 1 back, and I'm pretty sure.
Oh, and he has to plug in Ebron for his flex.
Yeah, tight end for the flex. That's always a bit of a desperation move.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he could.
Sorry, Brian. Sorry, dude. You can't talk your way out of this. You got the pitch.
Shit. Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna lean my way as well. We'll see what happens. Phil always plays me well. It's not gonna be stomping. It's going to be a close, tough game, but I will give myself the edge.
Yep.
And
sweep
knock on
it.
wood at the same time.
Wood knock?
Sweep it 3-way.
That was a wood knock for myself, just to be safe.
Nice soundbite.
I think we try. Playoffs.
I like that female
playoffs?
voice.
Playoffs.
Playoffs? You're talking about playoffs? Playoffs? Yeah, there's some crazy British woman. All right, so why don't we finish this one out? The matchup of
featured
the week.
matchup of the week.
America's game of the week, as they so say. We're talking about dopest
Thursday, won't we?
Yeah, we'll know a lot on Thursday here.
How many people do you guys have play in Thursday? Is it 1, 2?
John doesn't have anybody, but I mean,
you do.
Yeah, I've got my quarterback and my running back going on Thursday.
Well, that's and that's going to be hopefully should be a good game.
What's that, John?
I thought you only had Breeze, but yeah, you've got Breeze and
J Stew as well.
The J Stew.
Damn. Hoping for a little bounce back from Jonathan Stewart.
Pick you.
That was quick.
You and take that pick.
And we're moving on.
Wait a minute, John. Are you just trying to sweep it so you voodoo pick, you jinx it, so that means that you will win? Is that what you're trying to do right now?
I thought that was well established at this point.
That's absolutely what he's trying to do. He's got that voodoo magic rolling here.
Okay.
I was pissed that Derek didn't get the 3-way because I'd be in a bye week if we all picked the same as me this week.
Damn, I think this is going to be pretty damn close, actually.
You're going to call it your close matchup of the week?
Did I already call it close matchup of the week?
No, you haven't, but you did so well last week that we should keep that going.
I think I should keep it going just to see how wrong I am again. and every time I think it's going to be a close matchup, I should just call it just so we can see every single week, next week's so the biggest game of the week obviously was the one that Brian picked would be the closest, or the biggest differential. I don't know. I am looking at this. It's going to be kind of tough because obviously both Drew and Tom, those guys are almost even, I guess, the way I look at it.
Both have really nice
Tom's
matchups.
He's going to be angry. He's playing where he grew up in front of his family.
I'm gonna give the edge to Tom Brady in that one because I think John's right. He is fucking pissed. He threw no touchdowns on national TV. He's going up against SF. I think that's going to be a dirty game.
Suck it, Chris. Oh.
That's what he said. He said he has to take a loss, apparently, in order to win in fantasy football. And I'll say, as a Charger fan, That is 100% true. Look at my season and look at the Chargers season. I mean, there couldn't be any other. You sacrifice a lot to get to the top. That's for damn sure. But I don't know. This is gonna be close. Who do you guys like between all the running backs? I mean, obviously, I would say that you guys like your own, but
first week of the year where I'm like, I don't know. I was going to say I kind of like my running back situation for once, but maybe not.
I don't know. See. I kind of like,
Martin's still on the rebound, so he hasn't really done too much, but he got the touches, and that's the key. I've been desperate. Latavius Murray bounced back a couple of weeks ago, so we'll see. CJ Procise is going to lose touches to Rawls when he comes back, so I have no idea what that's going to look like. And Darren Sproles may or may not get anything if Ryan Matthews is, in fact, I think
that's a pretty fair rundown right there. Are you for sure playing Darren Sproles?
I have to. I've got Derek
I was looking at your bench.
Henry
you don't see anybody
only
else.
Thing. I got to keep Julio Jones. I got to keep Alshon Jeffrey. He'll be back just in time for the playoffs if I get there.
That's true.
I bring that up because I'm like
Derek Carr.
I'm 95% sure I'm going to play Ryan Matthews. So it's always interesting when we both have two running backs from the same team. That's going to be a interesting one to watch.
Like, hopefully Ryan Matthews fumbles and won't get any touches. That's the only. He's already taken over the backfield again. He gets all the red zones.
He gets all the red zone stuff. Yeah, exactly. But he's very touchdown dependent though.
He doesn't get any touchdowns, so he's consistent for 10. Yeah, so it just depends if Matthews gets a touchdown.
Exactly. I mean, you have to play Marvin Jones again. I'm not super thrilled about just Marvin Jones in general, but Larry Fitz always a good play.
And playing against Jacksonville.
Yeah, Marvin Jones is playing against Jacksonville in which should be a shootout, so that Marvin Jones could return to form a little bit. But I mean, you've got some really nice receiving pieces also. Jordy has obviously been really, really wonderful. Who knows about DeAndre?
Yeah, I don't know.
And Oakland,
and he never plays well in Mexico. That's about him.
A very large sample size on that too. When he was in the Mexico League last year,
we'll get one game sample size on Monday.
Yeah, exactly.
Crowder has been pretty impressive the last his last weeks of playing. So I don't know. This is going to be kind of tough.
I like my Dolphins D going against Jared Goff, first time as an NFL starter.
Ooh, that is a good pickup.
Oh, I didn't even realize Jared Goff was going to be starting this week.
Yeah.
Surprised that you were starting them instead of the Seahawks, but
Seahawks just have a little banged up, but I think Dolphins looking good this week.
Vikings against Arizona. I don't know how they're giving that matchup.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm starting them or if I'm starting the Bills. That's TBD at this point.
I see.
The Vikings have been shit the last 4 or so weeks, but I decided to pick them up as they play Jacksonville at one point. The Bills have 3 good matchups down the stretch or 4, so I'm looking ahead at this point. I have the luxury of hoping that I don't lose 4 games in a row, and I don't think I could get knocked out of the playoffs at this point.
I don't think you could. The worst you could have is what, a 7-6
4
record.
People underneath me could all win out.
That's what it would have. That's what would have to happen. And I don't even think that's possible because some people are going to be playing each other.
I'm hoping for the bye, but
I think at worst case a 7-6 record is going to get you in the playoffs.
Most likely.
All right. Well, I'm picking.
You get my pick.
As I also get my pick. I can't stray from that. I've always picked my own team. This is not the week to start doing weird shit.
So, John, you're actually picking against yourself?
Well, no shit.
Well, what would happen if I pick you and I don't sweep it?
Well, fuck you then.
Okay. So just to see if this fantasy voodoo shit is actually real, you guys heard it here first. I'm picking Sean to win. We're sweeping it for Sean, so that means John should get the victory.
Sean, consider changing your Derek pick.
I know. I was gonna say we almost swept everything.
Maybe we should, Sean. Maybe you should re-look at that. Maybe you should look at that matchup once more.
Yeah, let me re-look at it one more time and see if anything jumps off the paper at me.
Yes, projections are rarely wrong, and they've only got Misha at 112, and Jameis Winston's playing in Kansas City.
Wow, they're giving 17.5 points to Derek. Woo. Wow.
Huh?
Sorry, the other way. Derek's projected to win by 17.5 points.
Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, where do you think where do you think Joey's points are all going to be coming from?
I didn't even really think Joey's team's looking that good. I just wanted to pick something different.
Dude, you're not even playing it for real. You need to play it for real from the very... Dude, we even have it in the song where you said, this isn't about picking friends. This is about picking winners. Like, we have that on fucking audio. We've heard that before.
We're sweeping it. Sweeping it for Derek.
Oh.
We've swept
the five-way, three-way.
Woo!
The five-way, three-way. I don't think anybody has that one before.
Oh, man. All right,
well,
boys.
I would say that was very successful.
Yeah, John, thanks
for
Are
you not entertained?
I hope that's entertaining. I felt I was entertained. Usually when I'm having a good time, that usually means that it's going to be somewhat interesting to listen to. I don't know.
Well, I mean, guys, now that we did the dry run, do you want me to push record and we can do the real thing?
Yeah, let's get it going. We're only an hour and 10 minutes into the practice, so we should be okay for another hour and 10 minutes.
Good take one.
Rehearse.
Yeah, well, this is fun, John. Good to finally get you on here, man. This is awesome.
Oh yeah, I need to get this one more. I need to plug this one more sponsor.
Oh, please do.
Preparation H for all of Nick's itchy, scratchy, bleedy problems.
And there's a lot of those.
Little commercial that Nick wanted, we'll throw 2 in there for him.
Yeah, we threw 2 in. We threw in the pocket pussy one and the preparation H. So and I feel like
end it with Nick's rashy bleeding situation.